They're here with you on this Friday. So the latest issue involves officers accused of beating a man in a bathroom and then realizing that they perhaps took it too far. Now they're accused of covering it up, and the beating was caught on the body camera, we're told by the chief. Our lead investigator, Scotty Hunter, getting his hands on the warrants for those officers. He's here to walk us through exactly what they reveal.
We will together create police reform and make America free again. I am Leroy Truth for Leroy Truth Investigations. Always record the police. This is an important update out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, of a story I did yesterday. Baton Rouge Police Department is dirty, disgusting, corrupt from the top down. And you're going to see two videos. One where the police chief is thanking the news reporter of a local TV station for letting him know that these illegal, criminal things were going on under his nose in the Baton Rouge Police Department. And police officers were kidnapping people without people committing crimes, without probable cause, taking them to the secret warehouse, this unmarked secret warehouse in Baton Rouge, and strip searching them, beating them to a pulp, and then letting them go without charges. And this has been going on for a long time, for years. And then the police chief, he's like, oh, wow, I didn't know this was happening. We're going to get to the bottom of this. Part one. Part two, you'll see him yelling at the mayor and the elected officials in Baton Rouge, saying this happened because he wasn't allowed to fire bad police officers. He knew this was happening. Remember, the police are run like a military. There is a chain of command, and if an underling breaks the chain of command, there is hell to pay. Internally, not if they get caught hurting us, but if they get caught disrespecting the chain of command or the chief, there's hell to pay. That's where there actually is accountability. Doesn't help us at all. Watch these two videos, and please subscribe to my channel. Many people watch my videos, other YouTube channel videos, and they watch the videos regularly but don't subscribe. Please subscribe. It helps to get the reach out more. Many of my videos have been shadow banned by this platform because that's what they do. That's all I will say here. And so like this video, comment, subscribe to my channel, and please share this video. This will enrage you. A police officer police chief who claims he doesn't know this was going on. Remember, police are supposed to be the ultimate investigators. And they don't know this is going on under their noses in their organization. Total BS, lying garbage from the pork rinds of Baton Rouge. This episode of Leroy Truth Investigations brought to you by the pork rinds in Baton Rouge Police Department, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Watch this.
Scotty.
Well, Greg, these warrants spell it out in black and white. Those officers allegedly knew what they did was wrong, and then they went to great lengths to bury what happened. The chief tonight, though, saying we would not have gotten to these arrests without our reporting.
Right now, we have 9 administrative investigations.
The mayor and police chief today saying something has to change, as 4 Baton Rouge police officers, including one of the chief's handpicked leaders within the department, are all facing charges tied to the now suspended street crimes unit.
Let's be crystal clear. There is no room for misconduct or unethical behavior in our department. No one is above the law.
This is not a time for just an annual checkup. This is time for a full body MRI to diagnose and reveal any dysfunctions or wrongdoings. I owe that to the officers of the Baton Rouge Police Department, and I owe it to every citizen in Baton Rouge.
These warrants spelling out the cover-up allegedly carried out by 4 officers, Deputy Chief Troy Lawrence Sr., Jesse Barcelona, Todd Thomas, and Doug Schutz. It comes exactly 1 month to the day after the WAFBI team blew the lid off the so-called Brave Cave, a secretive warehouse where some officers allegedly beat and illegally strip-searched people in their custody. The chief now saying our reporting was key to this alleged corruption coming to light. These charges are not directly related to the Brave Cave, but can you speak to our reporting and the multiple investigations that have been launched? Was that encouragement for that whistleblower to come forward?
So I think in some of these cases, because people hear that there's an active investigation, we are seeing others are coming forward. And I don't know if they would have come forward if your story had not broken first. So I think that has given some in the community some courage to come forward.
Turn your camera on.
Jeremy Lee was allegedly beaten so badly inside the Brave Cave in January that he had to be sent to the hospital before being booked into Parish Prison.
Last name? Jeremy Lee. Okay.
My Adderall and my Xanax.
All right, understand. You can't mix them, baby. You cannot mix them.
This 52-year-old grandmother also alleges she went to the Brave Cave in June, where she claimed she was stripped naked and had to face a body cavity search by a female officer.
That's my bottle, though, see?
But the thing is this, you saying it's Adderall, but you got Adderall and Xanax. We don't know if it's something you bought out the streets.
Oh, no, but I got show proof, though.
Okay.
These allegations are concerning for me because
Over the next 30 days, our reporting set off an avalanche of fallout. The mayor shut down the Brave Cave for good, and the street crimes unit was busted up. The department launched an administrative and criminal investigation, and the chief went to the FBI, who opened up a federal probe into the agency. One officer, Troy Lawrence Jr., was arrested on a battery charge and resigned before he could be fired. His father, Troy Lawrence Sr., and 3 other officers, Jesse Barcelona, Todd Thomas, and Doug Schutz, now also face charges amid allegations that officers with the street crimes unit beat a man in their custody, then covered it up. According to these warrants cut for the officers, Thomas is accused of hitting the man in their custody, and the encounter was captured on his body camera, which flipped on when one of the officers used a stun gun on the man. Data shows Thomas watched the video, then showed it to Lawrence, who told him to get rid of it. The warrants also show Barcelona saw the video and allegedly wrote a letter saying the body cam was missing. The chief says the cover-up began the moment the officers realized their actions were all caught on the body camera.
We learned that a supervisor believed that the contents on that video were violations of our policy and excessive use of force, and then directed an officer to get rid of the body camera so that the evidence could not be downloaded in the docking station. A plan was then made to cover up the incident and get rid of the body camera.
While the chief would not go into specifics, citing the ongoing investigation, a source tells the WAFBI team in order to get rid of the damning body camera video, an officer then drove to the Mississippi River Bridge and tossed the camera into the water. The chief says as they continue to get to the bottom of what happened, they're also looking to make internal changes.
We've already started the review of policies and just to make sure if there's any holes that matters like this don't occur again, while at the same time making sure that we're conducting thorough investigations on every single complaint.
As for this newest case, the chief confirms the victim of the attack came forward in late August after our reporting sparked that series of investigations into the department. He says it was a failure to investigate the first Brave Cave complaint that set all of this in motion.
The failure to investigate that incident when it originally came is under internal review. However, when Scotty ran his story in reference to it, we immediately took action and started a full investigation by our Internal Affairs Division and also a parallel investigation with our Criminal Division.
The department is now investigating 9 different allegations of misconduct within the agency. And going forward, the mayor also calling for a review board made up of community stakeholders to take a deeper look at complaints to make sure alleged corruption like this never happens again.
I am asking our community, my legislative counterparts, and union leaders to join me in embracing this path forward.
All right, so the mayor in the middle of that kind of dropped something about maybe a citizens review board. Do we know anything more about that?
Yeah, Greg, she didn't really dive into specifics. Right now it kind of seems like a pitch, but it seems like she's also just looking for some feedback from the community, maybe some ideas of how to pull that all together.
That's always a hot button issue, so thank you, Scotty, for all that, and thank you for this week uncovering a lot of good stuff, so we appreciate it. I know the people do as well. Thank you. All right, so
I want this matter resolved, and I want the place shut down, and I want everything. I know it's been shut down. I want it gone, and I want all of this resolved. But we can't accept the fact of where everything, the buck starts and stops.
So let's talk bucks. I've been quiet for I haven't been here 7 years. I'm sorry, Mayor President, but I'm going to speak my heart on this one. Because let's talk about processes. Let me count. Because this is important. 14 police officers were terminated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 resigned under investigation. And then there's appeals. And you know what you do? You strip my funding. Are you going to pay the attorney all the money that I already owe them for the bad cops that the Civil Service Board, where we're going to be here tomorrow, and none of y'all going to be here. And y'all sitting here trying to deal off these people's emotions, and some of y'all the problem. Jen Rocker, you sit there, defund the police department's budget from a legal standpoint, and then come here because I don't have legal representation and I got to play lawyer to fight these bad actors. Let's talk facts. Let's talk facts. And then what you do? Then you go and you appoint people to the Civil Service Board that have direct ties to the union. There are 5 people on the Civil Service Board. What's wrong with good law-abiding citizens? You putting people on the Civil Service Board with direct ties to the union and wonder why they reverse the decisions that I make. I've been quiet, but I'm not going to be quiet no more. Where were you when they called my kids gangbangers? Where were you? You know about the pictures when they called my black boys gangbangers, and I prayed for them. When the former chiefs of police sit down and share pictures of me and my girlfriend, and I prayed for them. Where were you, Mocha? When they went to Texas, to the camp, and called me a nigger because I was trying to bring reform in this police department. Where were you then, speaking up for them? Don't sit here and play like you don't know about this group of body that try to force the mayor to sit there and fire me for lies and say I only discipline white folks, which is a lie. Don't pretend like you don't know that. Don't pretend like you don't know that. Talk about my little black kids, and I prayed for y'all. I prayed for them.